Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines.
Yemen and Russia discuss defense cooperation and latest developments.
Hezbollah admits Iran's command rule in Yemen war.
Yemen joins Arab League event marking International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people.
On the 30th of November, Yemenis recall one of the brightest moments in their modern history, the departure of the last British soldier from Aden in 1967, marking the end of 128 years of colonial rule. The following report takes us to the experience of the day and its enduring significance of Yemen's national identity.
In 1967, Aden stood at a turning point in its long and complex history. The city, once the heart of British presence in the region, watched as the last soldier stepped abroad his vessel, drawing to an end more than a century of foreign rule. For Yemenis, it was not just the end of occupation, it was the beginning of a new chapter of sovereignty, pride, and unity. The revolution of the 14th of October and the independence achieved on the 30th of November were not isolated events, but the culmination of years of struggle. Certain fighters, tribes, students, labor unions, and women's groups all contributed to the resistance. Their unified voice echoed a single message: Yemen must be free. In Aden, every corner carries a memory. The city today still celebrates those sacrifices with pride, even as it continues to navigate the challenges of the present. For many Yemenis, the 30th of November is not merely a date on the calendar. It is a reminder of the price paid for freedom and the responsibility to protect. 58 years later, the lessons of independence remain alive. Yemen's journey continues, shaped by its people's resilience and determination to build a peaceful, stable, and sovereign nation. As the sun sets over Aden's harbor today, it casts its light on a city that refuses to forget its past and refuses to surrender its hope for the future.
To diplomatic and defense developments in Aden, as Yemen and Russia have held talks in the interim capital. Minister of Defense Mohsen al-Da'iri met today with Russia's ambassador to Yemen, Evgeny Kudrov, to review the latest developments on the Yemeni scene and explore areas of defense cooperation.
The minister welcomed the ambassador and wished him success in his mission, noting the long-standing and historic relations between Yemen and Russia. He stressed Yemen's commitment to strengthening joint defense cooperation, particularly in training, qualification, and defense technology.
Ambassador Kudrov reaffirmed Russia's support for Yemen's legitimate government and its efforts to restore stability and advance peace initiatives across the country. Both sides emphasized the importance of continued coordination to enhance security and promote lasting peace.
And moving to regional security development, Yemen is strongly reacting to a rare admission from Hezbollah regarding its direct role in the war. Yemen's Minister of Information, Muammar al-Iryani, says Hezbollah's Secretary General has openly confirmed that one of the group's senior commanders, Haytham Ali Tabtabai, led Houthi military operations in Yemen for 9 years.
The minister stressed that this revelation exposes the full extent of Iranian involvement in the conflict and proves that the Houthi takeover was never an internal movement, but an external directed project run by the IRGC and Hezbollah. Al-Iryani concluded that the Houthis must now be treated as a foreign-aligned terrorist organization whose continued presence threatens Yemen, the region, and global trade routes.
And in humanitarian demining efforts, Yemen's Massam project has announced major progress in clearing areas contaminated by Houthi-laid mines. According to the operations room, Massam teams removed 4,726 mines, unexploded ordnance, and improvised explosive devices from the beginning of November to the 28th. This includes more than 4,000 unexploded shells, over 600 anti-tank mines, 23 anti-personnel mines, and 17 IEDs in some of the most heavily mined regions of the country.
The project says its teams cleared 961 devices just last week and have decontaminated more than 1.6 million square meters of land this month alone. Massam Director Osama Al-Gusaybi also confirmed that since the project launch in 2018, teams have removed over 526,000 mines and explosive remnants and cleared more than 74 million square meters, allowing thousands of families to safely return to their homes and farms.
In a continuation of concerns over Houthi violations, the Yemeni Network for Rights and Freedoms has urged the international community to immediately stop the militia's so-called judicial proceedings, describing them as show trials with no legal authority.
The group said the so-called specialized criminal court in Sana'a has had no constitutional or legal mandate since the Houthi coup of 2014, making all its rulings against civilians and opposition figures null and void under Yemeni and international law.
The report accuses the Houthi militia of turning the judiciary into a political weapon used to legitimize arbitrary detentions, forced disappearances, and confessions extracted under torture. It adds the Houthi-appointed judges have become part of this machinery of repression and could face international criminal liability.
Moving from Yemen's human rights concern to broader regional solidarity, Yemen participated today in the Arab League's central event marking the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. The Yemeni delegation was led by acting permanent representative to the League, Ali Musa.
Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait reaffirmed the justice of the Palestinian cause, stressing that the national project enjoys broad Arab and growing international support, with 157 countries now recognizing the state of Palestine.
He warned that Gaza has endured the 2 years of devastating war, while the West Bank faces unprecedented settlement expansion and displacement. The event featured a short film on Palestinian suffering and an exhibition highlighting the impact of occupation. This has been the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Arab. Thank you for watching and have a good time.